Hey, we're Group 3 and we'll be presenting on the topic, Does digitalization facilitate cross-national consumer research? So what is digitalization? So simply put, digitalization is the act of changing business processes through the use of digital technology. The key purpose isn't just to make everything digital, but put information online, but to add value or opportunity to the business utilizing digital and technological means. Digitalization exists to benefit businesses in expanding into new markets or compete with other competitors, or in this case, facilitate aspects of consumer research. So digitalization can provide many benefits, including reducing costs and time, and also allowing aspects of data and research to be automated. In the case of consumer research, for example, marketers are able to track massive levels of activity on websites and apps that traditional means could not. Digitalization occurs on three main levels. Firstly, the process level describes when businesses choose to adopt new methods through the use of technology. This results in more streamlined processes. Secondly, the organization level is where businesses are able to offer new services as well as discontinuing obsolete practices. Increased innovation means that existing services can be offered in more ways. Lastly, the business domain level consists of a broader notion of changing value chains within an organization's ecosystem due to technological transformations.
The initial impactors for cross-national consumer research came from a growing recognition of the importance of understanding consumer behavior as a basis for developing effective marketing strategies. And the official definition in the Oxford Dictionary of it is the action or activity of gathering information about consumers' needs and preferences, especially in relation to a particular product or service. With the development of globalization, the concept of borders between countries is gradually diluted, and cultures are evolving. Consumers from various geographic backgrounds or cognitive proclivities based on cultures are compared on a construct of interest, and thus, consumer research that fails to account for this dynamism is doomed to invalid inferences and partial conclusions. That's why the cross-national consumer research comes into being. And as a clear defined string of markets research, consumer research naturally cannot be done without going through the steps below. As we can see after the preparation stage, the step 2 is the secondary data and primary data collection process, and the digitalization play an important role here. For the secondary data collection through third-party sources of information, digitalization allows the easy transfer of information with low to no cost. And for the primary data collection through online research, including surveys, interviews, and customer reviews, digitalization is the way information is recorded, and it also allows for mass market research operations. Nowadays, we always mention big data. It's essentially large sets of data that have no clear structure. Businesses are interested in conducting in-depth analysis on these data sets as they can provide significant information to improve customer service or to create personalized campaigns. Visually speaking, businesses will want to connect the dots of data to discover patterns and trends in consumer behaviors. Big data utilizes the notion of volume, velocity, and variety, which will be explored later.
Now, we'd like to introduce examples which facilitate cross-national consumer research with digitalization. First example is Amazon. This company operates business all over the world and collects wide variety of customer data. These diagrams show how Amazon conducts consumer research and improves its business. When a customer visits Amazon website, every single action is collected. It becomes primary and big data, and Amazon analyzes this data with AI to improve recommendation systems. This system attracts more customers and enables this company to collect huge amount of data. In this consumer research, the number of visitors to the website is significant. The number of visitors means the amount of data available. So Amazon launched new business to attract consumers to visit website in order to improve the volume of data. Amazon Prime Video is an example to increase visitors. One research said Americans spend 14% of time on their smartphone for entertainment, while 5% for shopping. So Amazon aims to get this 40% to collect additional primary data. To attract this 40% of consumer efficiently, Amazon creates its own movies in each country. This is the Amazon strategy to facilitate cross-national consumer research.
Here is another example regarding the application of digitalization. Nelson, the leading global market research company, has applied the cloud system and artificial intelligence in the business. The benefit of digitalization have increased the volume of consumer data storage and the speed of conducting research. Firstly, Nelson Marketing Cloud. It is the highest velocity database that supports real-time adaptive learning. Currently, it processes over 6.5 trillion consumer actions per month, which amounts to over 5 petabytes of consumer data processed every month. These features have increased the mobility of conducting cross-national consumer research because researchers can collect consumer data easily and rapidly. Secondly, Nelson AI. It features 3 core values: training, validation, and optimization. These features have made Nelson AI sophisticated. They have improved the efficiency of conducting cross-national consumer research since researchers can obtain an accurate result in real time and conduct multiple pieces of research simultaneously. Overall, digitalization has standardized measurements as Nelson applies the same methodology globally. And also, researchers can bypass direct interactions with consumers as digital technology can obtain and interpret the data. It has partially avoided confirmation bias that may cause during the research process. The application of digitalization can result in more accurate market research, which can be seen as a means of facilitation. Over decades, Nelson has been an industry pioneer regarding technology innovation. In 2018, 1 year after launching Nelson AI, the company continued securing the first position in the industry. On the other hand, digitalization has been widely applied in the global market research industry. Based on these salient facts, we conclude that digitalization has facilitated cross-national consumer research.
Even though there are many ways that digitalization facilitates consumer research, there are some aspects that limits how useful is digitalization. We have identified 3 of these limitations that may hinder cross-national consumer research, like data leak and privacy laws, differences in technology levels between countries, and the lack of capability to fully capture cultural nuances like norms and values. One of the big limitations are the legal risk involving digital consumer research, because there are privacy laws that differ from country to country, and some of the data such as blood type, criminal records, and sexual orientation cannot be gathered depending on the purpose of using this data and the host country laws. Some regulatory bodies to consider are the OAIC in Australia and the ICO in the UK. There are also cybersecurity risks associated with the data leaks, like those that happened in Facebook during late 2019. Another limitation is that digitalization depends on how each country uses technology. For countries with little to no technological capability and lower literacy rates, gathering consumer data through digitalization can be difficult, if not impossible. Currently, the progress of digitalization has not sufficient capability to capture the norms and values of different cultures and the surrounding context. It can capture the artifacts, representations, and practices of the culture through words, but it cannot capture the thoughts of consumers reliably. For example, a person from an East Asian background may suggest that the product seems good, when in fact the person just wants to be polite. But despite all of these limitations, we conclude that yes, digitalization does facilitate cross-national consumer research, as going digital will improve data collection, especially in advanced economies, improve sales by targeting consumer preferences more accurately, and increase the value of digitalization through further infrastructural and cybersecurity developments. Okay. Thank you for watching.